Pennsylvania, and then there was a German guy I knew from Germany, and me, and this other chick. We all lived there. In 1986, for 10.5 months in my families, they were principals in a school, and I met this woman, Eugene, who said that they both died. I talked to them since I left. That's cool, man. I'm sorry they died. The Harman family, they were Christians. Those fucking Christians, and they were mad at me because I wanted to study Islam, and they didn't do a cigarette. And I wanted to study Islam, and they were mad, and I fasted for Ramadan, and they had a maid from Sri Lanka, and I was friends with her, and I talked to her and treated her nicely, and they only spoke to her in English, and me in English. And then, so I learned some Arabic, and they thought she was stupid, and I helped her cook, and so she was my friend, and so they didn't like me. And they had some cousins from Lebanon whose house was almost bombed, and their parents were journalists and had to go to Saudi Arabia, and they lived there. And they were mean to me a little, because I got a call one day from a boy who saw me in the theater, because I went to this school that was barricaded by a big concrete wall. And the principal said that if we were caught talking to a boy after school, that we'd get suspended. And so I went to the movie with my friend Sama, who was Muslim, and her friend saw me, and he called me on the phone, and I answered the phone, and the parents, they gave me the phone, and I got on the phone, and I didn't speak much Arabic, and so I spoke to him for a minute, and then my house mother came, and she said, "Who's that?" And I said, "Sahibti," which means my friend, but only for a girl. And so she claimed I was lying, and my host father had been listening, and they thought I was a slut, and I hadn't even ever kissed a guy. I was 13. And they didn't like me. And then I went off to Irbid in the north once, and they were mad or something, and I took some pictures, I forget. But that was cool, though. Have you guys been to Jordan? You should go there.
I used to live in Jordan.
Do they speak Arabic? No. Do you speak Spanish? No.
Speaks Yiddish. So tell us something else interesting in the corner.
Okay, let us go then, you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky, like a patient etherized upon a table. Let us go through certain half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats of restless nights in one-night cheap hotels, and sawdust restaurants with oyster shells. Streets that follow like a tedious argument of insidious intent to lead you toward an overwhelming question. Oh, do not ask, what is it? Let us go and make our visit. In the room, the women come and go, talking of Michelangelo. The yellow smoke that rubbed its back upon the window panes, the yellow fog that rubbed its muzzle on the window panes, licked its tongue into the corners of the evening, lingered upon the pools that stand in drains, let fall upon its back the soot that falls from chimneys, slipped by the terrace, made a sudden leap, and seeing that it was a soft October night, curled once about the house and fell asleep. And indeed there will be time for the yellow smoke that slides along the street, rubbing its back upon the window panes. There will be time to prepare a face, to meet the faces that you meet. There will be time to murder and create, and time yet for all the works and days of hands that lift and drop a question on your plate. Time for you, and time for me, and time yet for 100 indecisions, and for 100 visions and revisions, before the taking of a toast and tea. In the room, the women come and go, talking of Michelangelo. And indeed there will be time to wonder, do I dare, and do I dare descend the stair with a bald spot in the middle of my hair? I did shave my head once when I was drunk years ago. They will say, how his hair is growing thin. My morning coat, my collar, mounting firmly to the chin, my necktie rich and modest, yet asserted by a simple pin. They will say, how his arms and legs are thin. Do I dare disturb the universe? In a minute there is time for decisions and revisions, which a minute will reverse. For I have known them all already, known them all. I have measured out my life with coffee spoons. I know the voices dying with a dying fall beneath the music from a farther room. So how shall I presume? Shall I say, for I have known the eyes already, know them all, know the eyes that fix you in a formulated phrase, and when I am formulated, sprawling on a pin, when I am pinned, and wriggling on the wall, then how shall I begin to spit out all the buttons of my days and ways, and shall I then presume? And how shall I begin? Shall I say, and the arms that are braceleted and white and bare, but in the lamplight, down with light brown hair, is it perfume from a dress that makes me so digress? Arms that lie along a table or wrap about a shawl. And shall I then begin, and how shall I presume? Shall I say, I have gone at dusk through narrow streets and watched the smoke that rises from the pipes of lonely men in shirt sleeves leaning out of windows? The afternoon, the evening, sleep so peacefully. Here stretched on the floor, here beside you and me, should I, after tea and cakes and ices, have the strength to force the moment to its crisis? But though I have wept and fasted, wept and prayed, though I have seen my head grown slightly bald, brought in upon a platter, I am no prophet, and here's no great matter. I have seen the moment of my greatness flicker, and I have seen the eternal footman hold my coat and snicker, and in short, I was afraid. And would it have been worth it, after all? Would it have been worthwhile? After the cups, the marmalade, the tea, among the porcelain, among some talk of you and me, would it have been worthwhile to squeeze the universe into a ball, to roll it towards some overwhelming question, to say, I am Lazarus, come from the dead, come back to tell you all. I shall tell you all. If one, settling a pillow and turning toward the window, should say, that is not it at all. That is not what I meant at all. No, I am not Prince Hamlet, nor was meant to be. I am attendant lord, one that will do to swell a progress, start a scene, or to advise the prince, no doubt. An easy tool, deferential politic, and meticulous, full of high sentence, but at times obtuse, at times indeed almost ridiculous. I grow old. I grow old. I grow old. I shall wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled. Do I dare to eat a peach? I shall wear white flannel trousers and walk like the ones that Tibetan stole from where the fuck is he? And walk upon the beach. I have heard the mermaids singing each to each. I do not think that they will sing to me. Yes, riding seaward on the way, I'm coming, the white hair, the waves blown back when the wind blows, the water is left. We have lingered in the chambers of the sea, by seagulls with seaweed spread and brown, the
LocustSongs.com